Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. As promised, we are going to take a look tonight at the Farm Sim 23 mobile for the Switch. Now, right off the bat, you can see it's different. And that's different is not necessarily a bad thing. Let's get the harvester started here. But it's also, I don't know, I kind of feel something that maybe is really loud, sorry. Possibly taking away from the game a little bit. So what they've done basically is they've kind of comboed the mobile version into like 15 level tech. So most of the things that you could do in Farm Sim 15 you can do in this version, with the one big difference of materials handling. Yes, we can bale and pick up our hay and straw, loose material. However, we have no shovels to do it. It can only be done with a baler or a pickup wagon. There's no front loaders. There's no telehandlers. There's no wheel loaders, bulldozers, silage pushers, anything that you're used to from the console version of, or the PC version of Farm Sim. Those things are missing. And we will have had those since, well, 15 had them. I mean, we had, you know, you could shovel stuff up. However, it got real in depth with version 17, which is available on the Switch, by the way. So what they basically done is they stripped out, and like I said, I want to say it's at 23 level tech, but it doesn't feel that way. The graphics are sort of mimicking Farm Sim 23. The equipment choices that we have are equipment choices from Farm Sim 23. Obviously, the Dutzfar harvester up there that we've hired, that is from Farm Sim 21, 22, like the full version. I keep saying 23, I apologize. From Farm Sim, whatever we're calling it, 22, I guess. So, yeah. We got Claas, we got the Claas Axion, and this is an 870. However, we do not have the full line of Claas tractors. And let's go to the shop. While these guys are harvesting, I'm going to show you some of the differences here. Here's where we're going to see big differences between the console version, PC version, and then our limited Switch version. Let's go to the tractors. Once again, the sound's a little behind. It throws me off a little bit, but I'll get used to it. I'm not an Elgato guy, so this is all new to me. In small tractors, we have one orchard tractor. And then we have some small tractor options up to the Valtra. You'll notice in the shop, there's no updates, no upgrades, no forks available, no wheel changes. This is what you get. That's it. Large tractors. We got once again, these are choices that are all tractors that we have in the 22 version. So we got new modern tractors, to get even the versatile four-wheel drive tractor up back there. The latest John Deere 8R with the American blinkers on it. John Deere 7R. Going to the medium-sized tractors, we have the used Massey that we see on all the default farms. We got a nice Crystal Zetter T6 175. We've got the classic 475.5. These are all tractors that are in the 22 version. So, and then the 870 that I'm using, you'll notice, I believe that's the only class in the game. Let me double check that just to verify. These are the large. Oh, no, there's a bigger class too. But on the small end, we don't have the smaller class tractors available. It's just Fendt. So, yeah. Yeah. So very limited stock in store for us. A couple harvesters. You'll also notice, like the console, we have the slot system in place. Once again, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Very, very limited trucks. We've got the two Mack trucks. There's no European trucks available. One forage harvester available. That's the Fendt Katana. Beet technology. Actually, we have a decent you have a tractor-driven sugar beet harvester. Well, that's kind of neat. I don't, and the planters are just the regular planters. So, I mean, do we really need to go through all these? Obviously, we have a cotton harvester. We're gonna have one cotton technology. Let's see what they got. Just the 2 trailers for picking them up. Cars. We got the pickup truck. There is some pallet handling. These are not interchangeable, though. With the 2 telehandlers that we have, there are no shovels. So that's it. What you got is what you got. We only have 2 options here. We do not have lime in this game. We don't have pH levels. We don't have nitrogen levels. There's no precision farming. You basically are going to add fertilizer, 1 stage or maybe 2 stages of fertilization. I haven't even gotten that far yet. We'll figure that out. But this is, once again, not a tutorial. It's just a first look, so or review. But we do have our fertilizers. We also have our crop protection. Now, interestingly, there are no weeders in this game. However, these are the weeders. So you use sprayers to weed, and you use fertilizers to fertilize. You can also do manure. There's going to be 2 available, and a couple slurry tanks that are available. None of these cultivate. They all just spread. They're very expensive. Now, grass handling is very different in this version. We have 1 mower available, and then the Big M. Now, the nice thing about the Big M is that it can, I believe it windrows when it cuts, but I don't want to get too far ahead. These don't, but we'll get there. Tedders, oops, wrong button. Tedders, 1. Windrowers, 2. Obviously go with the Swadro, because this thing you gotta go back and forth. I think there's a driver. Want to knock. Farm sim. Yep, and he had to turn the harvester on. So that's cool. That makes it a little bit more realistic. Frame rates are not great, and the graphics are clunky. These are not like up to Farm Sim 19 standards, and so it's a little. Why did he quit? You're not done yet. It's a little disappointing. When it comes down to it. Now my yield bonus is really bad because I couldn't afford the sprayer, so I've lost a bit of harvest. That's okay though. What we're looking for on this, I'm just trying to build up my crops and sell them and make money. And we'll sell these. Wheat's actually had its peak for the year today, so we'll sell this off today. You'll notice that it's January and I'm harvesting a crop. So for those of you, and I know there's a lot of you that don't like the year system that's in the new version of the game, rejoice. This is a non-year version game. It does not. You basically can grow crops year round. It takes them about 3 months to grow, depending on the crop. Some take longer than others. But you could plant soybean in September and harvest them in January. So that, it does help the game move along a little bit, which has been a complaint. You can see here the farm is really nice. I do like the maps. It's a little bit like the original mobile maps where there's a lot of mountains to kind of hide scenery, but we have pretty open fields. And I think I like this map better than the one that was in the 21 release. It's a little bit more, I don't know. It still doesn't feel American. Even with the American buildings, it doesn't, because it looks, I don't know. I guess it could be like Wyoming or Montana. It's a hard sell. Over BE Leaf now available at the local supermarket. Here's our local supermarché. S-Mart. They buy stuff. We do have a 24-hour clock, and we have a house that we can live in, and then we can fast forward time. So it's nice if you. And you come with some chickens too. They're giving us a couple chickens. We need more, but they give you this nice house to start with, and you can save your game there. Got my boots up on the deck. Let's wander over to. This is the building where we store our straw. So when we're done collecting, and in this case I'm not going to collect it because I don't have enough money for a baler, so we're just going to leave the straw. But here we have we can put straw in here, and then we can get it back out here. We have our silo, and you can see here it's empty right now. I have nothing in it. And what else do we got? Oh, we can run across the street and look at the cow facility. I don't own the cow facility yet. Oh, by the way, we can buy gasoline here. It just has gas in it. And over here, we have in front of our silo, this is where you buy fertilizer and seeds and herbicide. And so there's a tank there. That's pretty cool that you can just get it right on the farm. I don't know if it's cheaper to do it the other way. It might be cheaper to do it just from buying it at the shop. I don't even know. I didn't see pallets in the shop, so I think that's how we have to buy it. Yeah, there's no. But there will be pallets at factories. So we have the one thing they did add in that's a lot like Farm Sim 22 is that we now have our industries added in. All right, so I'm going to get this stuff off the field. Let's see how much money we have when we're done. And then we'll go take a look and see at the shop if there's anything that we can buy. And then after that, I'll take you guys over to the European map so you can see that. But once again, my initial impressions, I think $44 is insanely expensive for this game, to be frank. $20, yeah, awesome. $44, I think I can get the full version for $40. So why would I spend $44 on this, aside from the fact that I'm screwed because I only have a Nintendo Switch? Now, I know there's a lot of people that complained about it not having mods. The Switch doesn't get mods. Never. Doesn't matter what version you're playing. SnowRunner doesn't get mods. They don't get mods on the Switch, so you have to get used to that. And the graphics are a step down from, the graphics that we might be used to when it comes to like console or playing on a PC. So you're playing on a Switch. It's a very small console. It's limited. They can only do so much with it. So I'm going to throw this recommendation out there. If you want the whole Farm Sim experience on the Switch, and this is going to be the same thing I told you last time when 21 came out, and I know the developer probably hates to hear me say this, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie about it to make somebody feel good. Get 17 for the Switch. 17 is the full version. It has way more equipment options. Some places are rather limited, but it has all the full working equipment, and it's a full working version of the game. The maps are bigger. It's got Gold Crest map, which is one of their better maps, and it's got Sosnovka, which is also a decent map. So, and it's got like full on everything, full on forestry, all the equipment, the front loaders, everything. It's just a better game for the Switch, and the price is about the same. So if you're going to spend that much money, at least in my personal opinion, and I'm sorry, Nintendo, I hate to say this, but the older technology in this case is better. All right, so just be aware they've changed the name. It's no longer called Farm Sim 17. It's just called Farming Simulator Switch Edition. And it's $19.99, and it's available in the Nintendo Store. So if you want the full version of the game, a little bit older graphics, since the graphics aren't going to be as, blurry as these, but it's going to be, there's a lot more tractors to pick from, a lot more equipment to pick from, bigger maps, and it's the full version. And once again, I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that, but this is not a bad version. It's not the full version. So, where does that leave us? Well, if you want the hybrid 2023 play, which includes the, horses, sheeps, pigs, cows, and you want to be able to do spinnery and making clothing like the textiles and selling them at the market, and buying the different mills and getting into productions, then this is the version that you're going to want. However, if you're looking for a more full farming experience with more equipment to pick from, but maybe less gameplay options, because it doesn't, though they have cows, pigs, sheep, and horses on 17. Wait. No, they don't have horses. Horses were introduced with 19. So minus the horses on 17. But that would be my recommendation to you would be to take a look at the the full version of the Nintendo Switch, or the Nintendo Switch Edition. All right, so we've let these guys do some work. Let's head over to the European farm and see what that farm looks like. You kind of got an idea what the American map looks like. I'll be right back. Oh, one thing on the way out. Let's check the menus. We have weather information. You do have to watch the weather. If you try to harvest during the rain, you will lose crops. You can see here, we got snow in February coming. Predicted April, May, and June, we have rain. You can plant, though, when it's raining. You just can't harvest. We have fluctuating prices, and we also have annual price up and downs. So you can see here, April's the high point for wheat. We also have January being the ultimate peak for wheat, and most crops their peak. Think about it. For most crops, their peak is November for canola, but at the end of the year, usually January is kind of when the crops peak out. But it's different. You can see it changes around. So keep an eye on that when you're selling your crops. That's important to try to sell when you're at the highest, and it can be different for each crop. So we can see all the different types of materials here we can sell. That's one of the nice things about 23 and the productions. So once again, don't not get this game because it's not a full version, because it's a cool version. It's different. There's no loans. You can't borrow money. We do have animals, some chickens, and this just shows you your animal health. It'll show you your cows, anything that you have animal wise. Productions, once again, no productions yet. Statistics, nah. We do have settings. When the game starts, it's at 60x, which is really fast. I change it down to real time. But you can see our different options. Some realism options. In general, they're just real basic stuff. Nothing groundbreaking. We do have a help menu, which tells us how to do different things, which is nice. So there's that. Let's head on over. Now, call me picky, because I am. I know I am. I kind of prefer the open feeling of this map a little bit better. There's less hills. You start with the same stuff. There's a cow pen nearby, a pig pen. But this map feels a little bit less cluttered to me, a little bit less arcadey, and just a hair more open. And I think that's a good thing. Obviously, these are buildings that have been in the game for a while. So we're just reusing those. We have a tractor out here. We got our big John Deere. Might be worth keeping at the beginning of the game. Down there, you can see the sheep pen. But yeah, this is obviously a European map, and I think it has a nicer feel to it than the United States map, which makes me sad, because it does feel it's a little bit more livable. I do feel like it's what's the word I'm looking for? They're a little biased with their niceness of maps. I want to see the map overlay. There we go. So yeah, you can see it's got all these fields, but it's similar. I mean, it's the same size. Size-wise, it's the same. But yeah, it's a good map. So anyway, there's this map too. And so I think we've kind of gone through the whole game, and that's the scary part, is that really you're going to be doing, to start with, a lot of like grow crop, mow crop, sell crop. It's going to take you probably 3 or 4 turns or crops worth to get anywhere financially, and start like pulling together animals and stuff like that, because they have a lot of equipment that need to be bought, especially cows. But it's there. Also, if you want to save up and get some of these productions to increase the amount of money you make off your annual production, not a bad idea. But it is a little frustrating when it comes down to how much you actually end up having to do to keep the industries going. Let's bop over to 17 real quick, just so you can see the difference. Oh, yeah. The nostalgia waxes thick. We'll go to easy. Once again, you have the two maps. So Novka, Goldcrest. You can see already the details on the maps. You can pick male or female character. Don't think you can do that on the new one. Step backwards, maybe? I don't know. Once again, I'm just going to point out, I know there's going to be those that are going to get some hate here. Got way more settings available. I want the help window off, so I'm going to get back there. But you can just see here from the general statistics, way more available. We do not have the year. We can take a loan out to buy stuff if we need it. We got a lot of crops to start with. The graphics are so much sharper. Maybe a little too sharp for my big screen. It looks a little pixelated, but that's just because I'm playing it like sitting right next to such a giant monitor. But they're so much sharper. And you'll notice the tractors, if we go into the shop, now this game still had the 2D shop, but I can go to a tractor and I think we have to get into like these. I can select this tractor and I can get a front loader attacher for it and change how much horsepower it has and change what wheels are on it. This is the full version. And there's not a lot of buildings, but you know, the cleaner, the placeables, this is all available in this version of the game. So once again, this is the farming simulator for Nintendo Switch. It is half the price of the new version and has, I don't want to say double the content, but once again, harvesters, yeah, only about double. Tractors, this one does not have as many tractors in it. But does it? This one only has one tractor category. So I would say this... I think the other one's divided up better, but this one might have just as many tractors in it. It might actually have more. Yeah, once again, we've got more than one forage harvester. We've got some European and American trucks, though we don't have Mack, because before they had the brand naming. Oh, you have all different types of harvesting and you have all the full headers for the forage. All the different sewing machines, similar but more. Cultivators, I'll say about the same. Bunch of different plows though. Not a whole. We have weeders in this game, not just the sprayer actually does fertilizer or weeding, but you can do both. Yeah, you get the idea. I'm not knocking on the new version, but this version. If you want more farming in the full version of the game, this is it. I mean, just look at the difference in the map size. Yeah. The maps in the other game are about the size of Field 11 to Field 24. Not this giant, huge map. So, on closing, yeah, there are some, not as great things about the original Farm Simulator for the Switch, or what we call 17. But I still think this is just a far better edition. And it makes me sad that we haven't advanced, that we've taken this game and we watered it down a bunch and then like stripped it of all the things that, maybe added the industries in. Those are cool, but why couldn't they have just taken this and added industries into it, or added a DLC? I don't know. And it's because they're trying to do cross-platform and keep it up to date with the other versions of the game, but they're going the wrong direction with the Switch. I think with the Switch, you really kind of have to go your own way and think about it as a different kind of console, because it's just not. But whatever. They're going to sell copies. They'll make money. Hopefully people will enjoy it. And I'm not saying it's a bad game, but if I were you, I would save your money and get this version. You're going to have a much better time with it. So anyway, have a great night, guys. Be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up always help. And I will see you next time on Farm Sim. Bye.